For 15 years, wages in France, in Italy, in Greece, in Portugal, in Ireland were way above productivity. In Germany, they were, they call it das Krokodil. You know, there was the jaws were opening up. There's such differences. And obviously, if you have the same currency, that is a massive competitive disadvantage. Now, what has happened since 2012, 2011, 2012 in some countries is that you have 3 or 4 of those countries, including Ireland, that are converging in terms of the real wages. That means you have to do the real economy, tighten your belt because you had the same currency, the same interest rates, the same trade rules. You couldn't cheat anybody because you were subjected by the same discipline. And then there was a real tough adjustment. Greece, for example, etc. Now, what happens? Not everybody has gone to the inflection point, and not everybody's coming down at the same speed. And therefore, those competitive differences remain in many countries. The speed is a differential speed, and that still has to be fixed, still has to be addressed. So the fact that we didn't mention labor is because perhaps labor has been too much in the picture, and some of the other structural measures, like education or innovation or the tax structure or whatever, has not been enough, you know. And now it's time to go into what I would call the second generation, second derivative of reforms.
Okay. And if the crocodile's jaws are closing, who's being chewed up?
What is happening is that Europe as a whole, not just Germany, is recovering its competitiveness. Okay. And now all of these European countries have a current account balance or surplus. This is a massive difference in a relatively short period of time.
Good. So there's a smile on the face of the crocodile. Can we? Yes, please. And then otherwise I'm going to get...
It's an interesting story for you. You mentioned, Lionel Barber, very well, 92, Jacques Delors presenting the Competitiveness and Employment Report. Yeah. I was at the European Council. I was foreign minister of my country at that moment, and I heard him presenting very brilliantly. But I remember not only the report, by the way, the report was comparing Europe with United States, with Japan, and with the Southeast Asia tigers, not with China. At that time, China did not appear. And I remember not only the report, but Helmut Kohl remark. And Helmut Kohl said, Jacques, very great report, good. But after all, what matters is this. Our countries cannot live above their means. And that's the problem. The problem was that some of our countries, as Gurría just said, were living for some time above their means. Exactly the countries that were having high unit labor costs, much higher than productivity, were exactly the targets of the markets, in some cases with other problems in financial sector. But in fact, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Greece and Italy were the most vulnerable countries of the markets, and we see it's a mathematical correlation with the evolution the years before. Of course, afterwards there were different conditions. But this is the message that I remember Kohl saying in 92.
93,
one cannot,
yeah.
92 or 93?
93,
I was in the council. A country cannot live for long above its means.